Okay, and it will be an interactive session. Okay, and it's not like I'll just simply keep on speaking. I'll ask some questions in the middle. You guys have to respond. At least you know it or you don't know it, you have to respond. Okay, I like it that way.
Ravi, as of now, I'm working with the ECC 6.0 only, but we are planning to move over the HANA,
Okay, okay.
our company. Yeah.
And what about you, Bhaskar?
No, bro, I haven't used this for even SAP also. Oracle we have used in.
You have idea, right? You have idea, right? If there was SAP ECC
Yes,
and it is S4HANA. Hmm?
yes, yes.
Okay,
It is new version as per.
okay, okay. Then, yeah. And then we will start then. So this software, whatever I'm using it, okay, it is SAP S4 2021 version. Okay. Okay. Before SAP S4HANA, it was SAP ECC. Okay. And before ECC, it was SAP R3. Okay. So I'll explain a little bit about this, and we'll discuss about what all modules are in scope and how the FICO is integrated with all other modules. Okay. So first, SAP ECC and R3, it mostly support on-premise. Okay. So what is on-premise? For example, my company, for example, the company where we are implementing the SAP, let's say it is like a cement manufacturing company. Okay. So cement manufacturing company, they were already using different software which is not SAP. Let's say it is like a Tally. Okay. So they using Tally and they extract their financial statements from Tally. Okay. But now when they heard about SAP or when they know the advantages of using the SAP, they want to convert into SAP. Okay. So how do they implement SAP for their company? They cannot do it on their own, right? So there are implementing partners in the market. Okay. So the implementing partners would be like Deloitte, Accenture, TCS, and Wipro. Okay. So these are implementing partners and this is client. So for example, cement manufacturing company, I'll take example of Bharati Cement. Okay. So the Bharati Cement wants to implement SAP. So they will go for kind of a bidding. Okay. So these are implementing partners in the market and they'll call up all the implementing partners who is doing SAP software installation. So they'll call for a bid. So out of these 4 companies, this company will bid for $2 million and this for 1.5. This for $1 million. This, let's say $1.2 million. Okay. So this cement manufacturing company will have a CFO, will have production managers, okay, and we'll have marketing team, okay. and we'll have sales team also, right? Okay.
Yes.
So they all will discuss and they all will understand the advantages of SAP. Okay. And they'll call up these implementing partners, and these implementing partners will bid up some value for getting that contract. Okay. So cement manufacturing company, Bharti Cements, they cannot give it to $1 million as TCS quoted very less amount. So they cannot give it to TCS. So they will see their potentiality. Okay. Means like whether the Deloitte has done a similar kind of implementation in the past. Okay. Like they have done it for cement manufacturing or no. Okay. Or they have done it, but it was like a small scale, not for a big scale like a Bharti Cement. It has plants in almost like 4 to 5 places in Andhra Pradesh and right in Karnataka. So they'll understand how their past implementation experience, and also see how their infrastructure, the company's infrastructure is, and also how their consultancies and how their brand market value is. They look at all these things, and then finally they'll agree and they give it to Accenture. Okay. So they've given it to Accenture. So Accenture first gain the contract. Okay. After gaining the contract, before starting the implementations, okay, they'll have a agreement with the Bharti Cements, and they'll first try to understand, okay, what all the modules we have to put it in scope. Okay. So what all the modules we have to put it in scope. Okay. And this SAP software, okay, the SAP software is produced by Germany. Okay. The manufacturer of the software is Germany. Okay. So this software directly, this Bharti Cements, they can buy it from SAP Germany. Okay. But to implement that, they need this implementing partners. Okay. You got this point? SAP
Yes.
software is bought from Germany. Okay. They can directly buy it from SAP Germany, or they'll ask Accenture to buy on their behalf. Okay. Two-way it is possible. Okay. Two-way it is possible. And after buying it, they have to place it somewhere, right? The software is huge. The SAP software is huge. Okay. Either they have to build a server room. My voice is audible to everybody?
Yes.
Right. So they have to either build a server room or they have to buy a cloud space. You guys know this difference? Like server room set up in the
Yes.
manufacturing company's premise, or the company can buy a cloud space which is provided by again data center. Data center companies are also there in the market. Okay, they'll give the data space to keep their SAP software, and from there they can access the system. Okay, so Bharti Cements, they can buy it, or they can ask Accenture to buy it on their behalf, and they can set up a server. Okay, so they can set up a server, Bharti Cement, and that server could be on premise. Okay, so on premise means in Bharti Cement's place, the server has to be set up. So that is called on premise. Okay, and there is one more which is on cloud. Okay, so ECC and R3 were strictly on premise, but in S4HANA we can have it on premise or on cloud. Both are possible. Okay, and the server, okay, the database server what ECC was using was Oracle. Okay, and here coming to S4HANA, it is purely HANA database. Okay, the programming part, it was purely Oracle in ECC and R3, and now in S4 it is HANA database. Okay, so we'll get to know in detail when we are going through the codes. Okay, so after gaining the contract, the Accenture company will understand the modules in scope. Okay, so what are the different modules we have in SAP? Let's discuss that. Just a minute.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry guys, just a minute. I had some disturbance. Okay, so modules in scope. So first of all, the cement manufacturing company, in order to manufacture anything, what is the first thing they require?
Capital.
Okay. Apart from capital,
Material.
okay. Once the capital is arranged, in order to start its production, okay. In order to start its production, what does it need?
Labor, raw
Manpower.
material.
Hmm?
Labor, raw material.
Okay.
Inventory.
Raw material. Okay.
Stock.
We'll talk about inventory. Okay. We'll talk about inventory. Okay. So there is a module in SAP which deals with inventory. Okay. Which is a material management. Okay. And once you buy the material, what is the next process we do?
Production.
Production and initial.
Very good. Production. So there is again a module for this, which is a production planning. Once you start producing, what is the next thing we do?
Sales.
Sales.
Excellent.
Marketing.
Okay.
SD.
Sales and distribution. Okay. The marketing, we don't need a module for that. Okay. Marketing is done out of SAP. So I am discussing about only what are we doing it in SAP. Okay. When it comes to the modules in scope. Okay. So sales and distribution, it is handled by, again, there's a module which is sales and distribution. And once you do the sale, what is the next part?
Profit. We'll get profit.
We'll get profit. Okay. So we'll get a profit. We'll get profit. We don't definitely call it as profit. We'll call it as revenue first. Okay. We'll call it as the revenue. And out of revenue, we will remove what was the cost of goods, manufactured cost, and then we'll arrive at the net profit. Okay. So this revenue part and this inventory. Inventory means you will not simply just buy inventory. You have to pay to vendor, right? And also you have to account how much stock you have got at what price you have got from different vendors, right?
Yes.
So there is a accountability, right? There is an accountability, and you simply cannot produce. You also have to have a accountability of how much you are producing, at what, and what all materials you are producing. In cement manufacturing company, what all materials we will produce?
Cement.
Cement only. But in cement there'll be varieties. Okay, there's OPC, Ozolan, OPC cement and PPC cement, Ozolan. Okay, so there are grades also. So that grades, accountability, again there is an accounting, right? In sales also, you sold something, okay, to whom you sold it, what rate you sold it. So that also you need accountability. So all these models, one thing is common, which is accountability. So that is where our model comes into picture. FICO. Okay. FI stands for finance and CO stands for controlling. Okay. And now we'll understand what is finance and what is controlling. Finance deals with preparation of your financial statements. Okay. Deals with preparation of your financial statements. And controlling deals with your cost of manufacturing breakup. Okay. So how much cost you are incurring to produce a product? That breakup we will get it from the controlling module. And also what are the overheads we are incurring? Overhead means like kind of an expenses. We call it as overheads. Okay. So now we have got into scope MM, production, PP, SD, and FICO. Right? Any confusion? Any questions in this topic? Clear?
Here it is.
Clear. Okay. Right after buying the inventory, do you send it to production directly? Is there any activity we expect after buying the inventory?
Grading.
Grading. Okay, it's kind of a grading only. We call it as quality management. Okay, so which is deal by QM. Okay, there is a model, quality management. Okay, and after producing, And for producing, you need a machinery. We need machinery, right? For producing cement, we will use big machines, and that machines need maintenance, right? So that maintenance is taken care by plant and maintenance. Okay, it's a PM module. Okay, and now inventory, quality, production, plant, sales and distribution, FSO. You all need a manpower here, right? You all need a manpower to handle all these operations or tasks. So you need a manpower, and then manpower we have to pay them a payroll, right? So payroll taken care by HCM. Okay, this payroll sometimes it will be in SAP and sometimes it will be in a different system. Okay, there are many softwares available to handle the payroll activities, but in SAP we have HCM, which is Human Capital Management. Okay, so how many modules we have got it till now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 modules, but 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 are core modules for a manufacturing company. Okay, you may have QM or you may have PM, but these modules are mandatory if you are doing an implementation for a manufacturing company. Okay. Now, if it is not a manufacturing company, if it is not a okay, now tell me what all modules could be in scope if it is not a manufacturing.
Considering it to be a service, manpower will be a mandatory one.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you an example. If it's not a manufacturing, let's say it is a retail trading company. Like they'll buy and they'll just sell. They'll not manufacture anything. They'll just sell. For example, you have Bajaj Electronics. Okay, it's not a manufacturing company. They will just buy it from a manufacturers and they sell it to the retail customers. You have seen, right? Bajaj Electronics. It's a trading company. Okay, taking that as an example. So just tell me what all modules could be in scope.
Material management will be there.
Right.
Production will not be there. Plant and maintenance also will not be there.
Production is
Sales
out.
and distribution will be there.
Sales will be there. Sales and distribution.
Production is out of scope. So there is nothing we are producing. We just need an inventory. So it will dealt by the material management. Quality.
Maintenance also will not be there.
Okay, plant maintenance, we don't need it because we're not manufacturing anything. Okay.
Sales and distribution will be there.
Right.
Will be
Sales
there.
and distributions you will
FICO
have.
will be there.
FICO you will have, and
Definitely. Payroll will be there.
Payroll will be there.
okay. Right. These are the models in scope for a trading industry. Let's say if it is a construction company. Okay. If it is a construction company. Now tell me what all models could be in scope.
Inventory will be there, sir.
Right.
Quality management also will be there.
Right.
Sales and distribution will be there since
Yeah.
post completion we got to do that.
Correct.
And FICO will be there definitely.
Right.
Payroll also will be there, sir.
Right. But how do you track? But how do you track your construction cost? PP was there to track your production cost. Okay, how much production you are doing and what is the cost you are incurring for producing that. Okay, so PP take care about the production part. If you are having a construction company, you are not doing a production here. Rather, you're doing a building. Okay, you are building something, right? So if you are building, if you are in a building business, so building means it's a process. To build something, it's called building. Okay. So for building, to track the cost, there is one more module which is project systems. Okay. The project systems is is implemented when the company is not producing, when it is building something, this module has to be in scope. Okay. So these modules are called functional modules. Okay. What all we have discussed till now are called functional modules. Okay. And there are other modules which are called technical modules. Okay. I'll tell you an example. You are buying an inventory. From whom you will buy the inventory?
Vendor.
From vendor, right? So how do you let vendor know that you need a particular material in some quantity? So how do you notify him?
PO.
Purchase order.
You will create a purchase order, right? So that purchase order has to be sent from which system? We are implementing SAP, so it has to be sent from SAP system, right?
Okay.
Right. So SAP standard will give some forms. Okay, some standard forms it will give, but it has to be in a format where we need all details has to be filled. Like we need a vendor address details, okay, and we need a material description, material type, what is the quantity, what is the price. Okay.
You mean to say like checklist, sir?
You mean to say like
Checklist.
it's not a checklist. Suppose if you're sending a PO form to a vendor, he should know that, okay, these are all the details he has given, so I have to supply him this material. Okay.
Okay.
That PDF form, you will not get it from a standard SAP. Okay. That PDF form has to be developed. Okay. The PDF form has to be developed. So to develop that, we need a technical guy. Okay. So we call him as ABAP.
ABAPer.
Yeah, ABAPer. It's called ABAPer.
Yeah, technology is above, but the person is not ABAPer. No?
Right. So we call him ABAPer. So ABAPer, what he will do? He will develop that PDF form. Okay. He'll put a code from which table. Okay. This all data will be stored in tables. Okay. In SAP, all the data it will be stored in tables. Okay. So he will write a logic to pick up a field from a particular table, and that logic has to be given by again functional only. Okay. This guy will only do the code part, but we have to give the logic, and we have to tell them from which table you have to pick up what data. Okay. So all the data you've given it to him, and this guy will develop that, and he'll write a code, he'll develop the PDF form, and he'll put it in a format. So if you just put on some transaction code, it will generate and it will be sent to a vendor's email ID. Okay. So that all coding part will be taken care by the technical consultant who is an ABAPer. Okay. And apart from ABAP, there is one more module which is called a basis. Okay. So basis mostly take care about the SAP infrastructure. Okay. SAP infrastructure, and who should have authorization to what. Okay. So I have said, like, we have these many positions, and there are people in that, and we'll also have accountants, and we'll also have clerks. So there's so many people working for a company. Everybody cannot have access to everything, right? So CFO should have access to reports, only the reports, whereas accountant should have access to a T code. We call it as T codes, okay, transaction codes, where you can post an accounting document, right? So CFO should have access to only report. Accountant should have access only to post the accounting documents. So that authorization part, okay, that authorization matrix, we have to give him who all should have access to what, and this guy basis will define that role matrix. Okay.
Yeah.
Any confusion in this?
No, sir.
Everybody. Please unmute and speak up. Okay. If you are confused, if you are
No, it's clear.
We will be getting involved in this basis, sir. We'll be giving him only the logics and other details, right?
No,
For the basic
basis,
people, we won't give anything, I think so. For the above, we
basis.
will.
Right. ABAPer, you will give the logic, but for basis, the role matrix, because you will know, because you will have interaction with the accountant, you will have interaction with the CFOs, and you will know who should have access to what. So that role matrix you will define and give it to basis, and basis will build that role matrix in the system.
Okay.
So it's not kind of a logic, it's kind of an information. Okay, you'll give that information, who should have access to what.
Okay.
That he, while defining their roles, while defining, say, for suppose this is a SAP system. Okay.
Admin roles, right?
See, here you will see user ID and password. Okay. So this user ID, everybody have their own user IDs. Okay. CFO will have his own, accountant will have his own, and the finance manager will have his own. So while logging to the system, they can see, okay, they'll not have access to all these parts. They'll see only, they'll access only what they have authorization. Okay. In financial accounting, let's say in general ledger accounting, document entry, there are so many T codes for posting so many transactions, but everybody cannot have access to everything. So that role matrix, we will decide. I mean, it's not like we will decide, we will have a discussion with the business. And we'll
Okay.
get the information, we'll pass it on to the basis, and basis will design that role matrix.
Right, sir.
Right. These are technical modules. Okay. So these are functional and these are technical. Okay. And this Accenture company, they have gained this contract. Okay. And they understood these are all the modules has to be in scope. Okay. These all modules has to be in scope, and they'll before giving the quotation itself, they'll first identify what all modules has to be in scope. And once they got to know, okay, this much module, these many modules are needed, so we will quote this much. And they're okay with that participant, then they finally given the nod to them. Okay. And once they've got this contract, what is the next thing the company will do?
They will
We have to
implement
develop.
They will
Develop.
data into
Ah.
SAP system.
they need to identify the consultants. Okay. The Accenture company, once they gain this contract, they need to identify the consultants and they need to form a team. Right.
Yes.
Accenture will have multiple teams. One take cares about only the sales part. Okay. The sales part is until you get the contract. After you get the contract, it is again the delivery team. Okay. So the hierarchy will be like, for suppose, now we are doing it for a agriculture based product company, which is BASF. Okay. So this BASF has got plants in multiple countries, company codes in multiple countries. So for suppose like they have 40 companies. Okay. So for these 40 companies, they may be in India, Singapore, Netherlands, Germany. Okay. There are many countries. So for all these countries, there is one delivery head. Okay, this is the hierarchy I'm explaining. So delivery head, there will be delivery head for delivering this project. Okay, under delivery head, there will be module specific manager. Okay, under delivery head, there will be module specific manager. For now, inventory is a different module. Okay, so for handling this module, there should be a module specific manager. And based on how many company codes we are handling, those many consultants the company has to deploy. For example, 40 company codes I said. So one module specific manager sometimes may not be enough. Okay, so there may be 2 to 4, because it's 4 company codes, 10 for each company code. It will be like that. So 2 to 4 module specific manager. Under module specific managers, there will be consultants. Okay, there'll be consultants. One consultant can handle 5 to 10 company codes. Okay, so if you take this as an example, So you have one delivery head, you have module specific manager, 2 to 4 managers for each module. So you need two, like you have total 6 or 5, 6 core modules. So you need 12 module specific managers and consultants, like 5 to 10 companies each consultant. So you need 4 consultants for each module. Okay. So this questions normally they'll ask in interview. How big was your team size? Okay. So we have to explain it like this. So there was a delivery head who takes care about all the countries. Sometimes, okay, delivery head could be country specific also. Okay, if the client budget is big, means they sometimes, okay, some companies they'll see like whether this company has a proper consultants or a proper staffing. Okay, if they have, then only they'll give the project. So companies, if they have to spend, if they have to gain such a big contracts, they also have to spend. So they need so many consultants to handle this project. Okay. Any doubts in this?
Where is the delivery manager come to picture?
Yeah, delivery head. I said no, delivery head. Delivery head
Is a manager.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So in our example, okay, I'll also explain about what I'm doing with my current client. Okay, our current client, there is only one delivery manager. Okay, and module specific managers. Like I said, every module there are two managers, and we are 5 consultants for FICO. Okay. I am responsible for 7 company codes. Likewise, every other consultant who is with me is also responsible for the 7 companies. Okay.
Yes.
So until we reach manager position, we are called as consultants only.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Modules in scope is done. Technical modules, 4 modules done. Okay, and we'll discuss a little bit about FI module. Okay, then we'll wrap up. So FI CO. Okay, like I said, FI is finance or financial accounting. Also, we'll call it financial accounting and controlling. Okay, in financial accounting, we'll buy from materials. So we'll have vendors. So that's called as accounts. Payable. We'll sell it to customers. So we'll have accounts. Receivables. We'll have assets to manufacture the products. So there is an asset accounting module. Okay. And we will do payments to vendors through bank only, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we will have house bank setup module, which is called a bank accounting. Okay. So normally bank accounting is covered in AP only. But now we have bank accounting means we will send a file to bank. Okay. And that file will have information of what all vendors has to be paid, for what all invoices has to be paid. And once the bank make payment, bank will send us some acknowledgement, right? So these are vendors who are paid. And it will also send a EBRS file. Okay, it's a bank reconciliation file, electronic bank reconciliation file. So that file also we will process. So this one I'll treat it separately. I'll not cover it under AP. Okay, and there is a module which covers all these, which is common for all these, which is general ledger accounting. Okay, so these are the 5 submodules in FI. Okay, if you learn only these 5 submodules also, it's enough. You can get a job. Okay, but if you learn both FI and CO, okay, in CO you have cost element accounting. cost center accounting, internal orders, product costing. In product costing, we have MTO and MTS, make to order and make to stock, two different scenarios. And we have COPA, profitability analysis, and we have material ledger. Okay, so these are 5 submodules in controlling, and these are 5 submodules in FI, and there are integration modules between FICO to MM, FICO to MM, and FICO to SD, and FICO to PP, and FICO to PS. Okay, PS depends upon if the company is a manufacturing, if the company is a building company, construction company. But these are common for a manufacturing company. These modules are common. Okay, FIMM, FISD, and FIPP. Okay, these all areas I will cover in this in this course duration. Okay, and along with this, I will also cover some ad hoc topics. Okay, which are LSMW, LTMC, and how to deal with the BAPIs. Okay, and I'll explain how to write a functional spec. Okay, like I said, now we have to give the logic to the technical guy. So that is called, we call it as a functional specification. Okay, so these all topics I'll be covering under this course. Okay, what else I missed? One thing what I missed is internal orders. Asset accounting. Okay. From internal orders to asset accounting also there is an integration. We will discuss all those. Okay. Any doubts?
Sir, what is meaning of DMEE, sir?
It's a data medium exchange engine. Okay. It is a kind of a file. That file, it will be sent from SAP to bank portal. Okay, bank portal, and bank will make a payment based on this DMEE file. Okay, this file will be in 2 formats. One is XML and another one is a flat file format. Okay, so these files will have an encrypted information of which vendor has to be paid for what invoice. The bank will make a payment and it will also notify us whether the payment is successful or not. After the payment is done, it will send a EBRS file so that we can do a clearing for the internal reconciliations. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Yeah, sales. See, sales accounts receivable will deal with customers, and sales SD will deal with what all the products we are selling. Okay, and at what all rates, and in sales we have further breakdown of how a sale order is created. AR deals with only the collection part, collection from the customer. SD deals with like what all material we are selling, at what quantity, at what price, whether we are giving any discount or we are collecting any tax. So that all part will be covered under FICO SD, whereas AR deals with only the collection part of the customer. And sometimes if the customers doesn't pay on time, we will send a notices to them. So that is called as dunning letters. Okay. So AR deals with only that. Anything else? So how was it? How was the session? Was it fast? Was it good? So we'll stop it here today. Okay. We can start again tomorrow, same time.